The NFL kicked off its new season, and a lot of people were wondering, as the NBA has incorporated Black Lives Matter and racial justice messaging into their games, what the NFL was going to do in their season opener, because that kind of was the flashpoint when it came to sports and politics. So as you'll see from this tweet, in the game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans on Thursday Night Football, Keith Boykin tweeted, "The Kansas City Chiefs and Houston Texans begin the 2020 NFL season with linked arms and a moment of silence for social justice," which is, I think, a really cool thing. You know who didn't think that was a really cool thing? People in the crowd. They did have about 15 people, which is about 15 to 20% capacity. They were socially distanced. But according to this headline, Missouri was blasted as classless trash after NFL Chiefs crowd started booing during the moment of silence for racial equality. We're gonna talk about the reaction and then some of the, there is a person on the short list for the Supreme Court who chimed in the most destructive and toxic way. But first, Benjamin, what's your reaction to what happened on the field, both their decision and the reaction to it?
Yeah, it just shows me that there's really literally no way that you could protest that would be acceptable to racists, because when he kneeled, that was no good. When people, any other type of silent protest, marches, marching in the streets, that's not good. Locking arms at a separate time, separate from the national anthem, is still not good. So the real thing that they want is for you not to say anything and to just accept American white supremacy as it is.
It's so crazy, like, both teams came together and linked arms. And this isn't universal. So they had one or two, I think it was one player knelt and the other players put their hand on his shoulder in a show of solidarity. But and I will say, on watching the video, which we can't show you because the NFL is super litigious and you can't really use their broadcast. But after the moment of silence was over, there was a lot louder clapping and cheering. But did you get a chance to watch it, Benjamin?
Yeah, I saw the clip a couple of times, and it was but it was enough, right? It was enough to show you that there is a group in this country that are so locked into the idea that no one should protest whatsoever. They were loud enough to be broadcast across the country, and yeah, there were a lot of cheers afterwards, but the damage was done.
Yeah. It's such a nightmare. There was one tweet that I really liked. This is from Diana Hussein, who tweeted, "Kansas City fans booing the moment of silence and then intensely doing the tomahawk chop is just a chef's kiss way to remind us who the NFL is and how we can't expect a fraction of what we got from the NBA. The NBA, like right now, does not have people in the physical stands, but they do have virtual viewers who they project on the wall behind the benches. They have found a way to keep everyone inside essentially a bubble in Orlando so that they do not get exposed or infected. And they all literally play like outside Lake Buena Vista by Disney World. Like, it is pretty much a bubble. Yet they've still managed to find a way to make this work, not only to play, but also get a message across. Similarly, the NFL has allowed for players to choose, same as the NBA, from a list of kind of options of ways to convey your racial or social justice messaging, such as Black Lives Matter or It Takes All of Us, various options for them. So this is just one team, Ben, how do you see this playing out throughout the season? Because a lot of people have said that they want to cancel the NFL or they're out, like they do hundreds of times throughout the year.
I think they're gonna do their best to make up for it, right? I think they're gonna make sure that the people that they have in the audience are somehow going to be more pro Black Lives Matter than the people who've been showing up, because they don't want this to repeat itself over and over again. The liability, the advertisers that they will start losing. I mean, there's a lot of financial considerations, and I think the NFL is going to do their part. But the thing is, like, Brett, this is the most milquetoast type of corporate protest imaginable, and it still wasn't acceptable to a very vocal group.
They were, yeah. It's so weird because, like, I've been to stadiums during the pledge, the national anthem. Or no, I have season tickets to the UCLA Bruins football games, and you go, and every every single season, there's at least 2 games that ask for moments of silence. And not everybody observes it, but you just feel this, like there might be a hum as like kids are talking to their parents and their parents are telling them to be quiet for a second. And I mean, you're right, they couldn't have found a more benign way to ask for this.
Right.
And to signal, and I guess they deserve some credit because they're actually signaling as 2 teams. There's going out to the middle of the field and essentially telling their fans, no, this is the side that we've come down on.
Right.
And you're not on it. So, together, all the players, black, white, whoever, they all agree that this is okay. And this wasn't all the players. Some stayed in the and will continue to stay in the locker room, but during these events. But I mean, I can't think of a more benign, constructive, unifying way to do this. But I guess some people are never satisfied.
Exactly.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.